Let's go to LSU and Mississippi State. One of the better games of the weekend, I might add. Vegas doesn't think so. Vegas has LSU as a 10-point favorite. Was a little surprised by that number. Felt like a lot. But when you take into account how LSU's offense has played for 3/4 of the season, so 6 out of the 8 quarters that they played, the offense has been awesome. First half against Florida State, last 4 quarters, obviously last week, albeit against lower level competition. You think about what they've done, they've been pretty good. And we're just watched Mississippi State defense that while they survived against Jaden DeLora and co., that'd be Arizona, for those that don't know who Jaden DeLora is, he's awesome. And he's got great mobility. And Mississippi State, I think, struggled at times with the mobility that Jaden DeLora was able to present. The problem is Jaden DeLora and company turned the ball over a million times. And so far, this is an attacking defense. They're going to continue to attack. They forced 5 turnovers last week, and they've been really solid against the run. Well, LSU is not a team that's been super committed to the run, at least up to this point. You would hope that that group continues to excel, but I think this is really going to be about Jaden Daniels. Can he extend plays? Can he make moves on the run? Can he find positive and favorable matchups down the field? I think he can. It'll be really interesting. When Mississippi State's offense is on the field, I'm not sure a ton of people have paid close attention to just how much they've shifted with their offensive mentality. Remember, they were a air raid style of attack. And there was ever a game in which Will Rogers wasn't throwing 50-plus attempts. It was almost surprising. So far this year, his expected output has not been anywhere near that up to this point. They bring in Kevin Barbay. They employ a little bit more of a balanced attack, even a run-first style of attack in some ways. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see, can Will Rogers continue to stay comfortable against what should be a good pass rush? I think you look at this LSU defensive front, I think they're going to be a tough team to just run the ball straight against. They're going to put the pressure on Will Rogers' shoulders, and they're going to challenge the wide receivers. The biggest question mark for LSU continues to be the defensive backs. I think at this point, they lost a lot of one-on-ones against Florida State, but obviously we're not going to get a great indicator as to whether or not they've taken the next step with Grambling. They've shuffled the deck a little bit. They have some new faces in there, trying to play a bunch of guys, trying to figure out who's going to play the very best. The big question is, can the Mississippi State receivers take care of business against the LSU DBs? I'm not 100% sold that they'll be able to right now. I like LSU, but I would take the points with Mississippi State in what I think has a chance to be a relatively low-scoring affair.